items per month. This is not our process.
Why?
Because this is lower for in the future. Not develop the customer because not available some items. Our portfolio about maybe for grocery. We have must stock list. Must stock list. That's mean the items should be available in the grocery.
Okay, that makes sense.
Understand me?
I do understand you, and it seems to me difficult at the beginning, just like English. But now, when you started explaining to me, that everything started to become clearer.
Yes, most stock list for grocery about, for example, 15 items.
Okay.
15 items.
صح.
That's على قلبك. 15 items, maybe this items available in the grocery. This is training to the salesman about distribute all the items for the van, for the truck.
Okay.
Not sell 2 items or 3 items. No, our process to sell all portfolio.
Portfolio. Portfolio.
Portfolio.
Portfolio.
Yes. Portfolio. Yes, for this channel, grocery channel.
That makes sense here.
That's clear, or
that is absolutely clear. I'm just giving you a chance to express yourself and tell me more details without any restrictions and without any rush. In our meeting of today or tonight, we will review the kind of questions that we've talked about in our last meeting. And most of the questions that I've been stressing out are questions that are related to the field of sales and marketing. Now, what's the reason for that?
This reason to develop my skills language for my field. That's true.
It is, but I want you to elaborate on that a little bit more, and let me remind you of our rule that we go by. Rule we go by. Rule we go by means that is the rule we follow. Now, why do we say the rule we go by and not the rule we follow? If we are writing emails, we can say the rule we follow because it's more formal. Rule we go by is more natural when it comes to speak to people face to face or online, just like what we do right now. So it's sometimes we... Do you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, so sometimes we choose shorter words just because they are nicer. I mean, people are lazy to use big words, you know? Who likes to use big words? Nobody likes to use big words. So we always go for short words. I love short words. And this is pretty much the case and the story of English phrasal verbs and short words and for informal expressions and why English tends to be more informal than formal. Actually, if you want to be friend with people in the United States, you have to be more informal than formal. If you are formal, people are not going to approach you that much. So you need to be very formal in this particular case, informal in this particular case. And this is the true love of English conversation and English practice. And I have seen a dramatic change in your English since I started recording your conversation with me, the beginning. Your listening skills have improved, and I can send you like sometime later a recording of our first meetings. And when you listen to yourself talking in your first meetings and you listen to yourself talking right now, there's big leap. There's big leap. There is a big leap.
Big leap.
Big leap. Okay, so there is a big leap in this in your English level.
Oh, يعني I'm joking,
Yes,
Thank you.
yes, but people, honestly, people don't see themselves, which is something that is frustrating. People
This
don't.
is your big efforts, Mr. Walid. I
Thanks so
know that.
much, but this is not to compliment you or to motivate you or to flatter you. This is the reality. Actually, now I'm talking in my normal speed with you. And in the beginning, I was not talking my normal speed. I was slowing down. Like, let's say I was speaking 80% of my normal speed at the beginning when we started talking. Now I'm talking my 100 normal speed. And the reason for that is very simple. Your listening has improved. And by the way, some people get their listening improved, but they don't get their speaking improved. So there is no necessity. There is no necessity that when you listen to 100 audios, your speaking is going to be better. No, maybe your listening can be better, but not your speaking. In order to improve your speaking, you have to put it into practice. You have to do the language. You just don't have to stick to the normal listening and memorization of vocabulary. That's not going to take you from where you are to where you want to be. This is not your vision.
Maybe, yes, sorry, Mr. Walid, maybe I need more reading, the story or short stories, or I don't need.
Well, since you are a businessman and a sales marketing agent, I mean, I can recommend you to read hundreds of books. But the idea is, I mean, do you have the time to do that? If you do have the
No.
time, I can definitely recommend some good kind of quality books to you to enjoy, and you can finish the book in one session, in one go, as we say. Um, and But I know that you're busy, you're a family guy, and you're a businessman and sales marketing agent. You need to deal with so much craziness of clients and customers and so on and so forth. So I mean, I'm subsidizing the word is subsidize.
Subsidize. I Google it. Subsu. Hello?
Subsidize.
That's the word, subsidize.
Uh-huh.
So
Uh-huh.
what does it mean? You said you're going to Google it.
Subsidize. المساعدات والإعانات المالية.
Okay, so I'm giving you
Or yes, or دعم.
okay, so I'm giving you subsidies in speaking. I'm giving you subsidies and listening. But it's kind of like hard to suggest reading in this case. I mean, I have a big pharmacy of different kinds of ratings, you know, but
Yeah.
it's really hard to suggest reading unless you tell me how much time you have to read and what kind of reading do you like.
Actually, the last Friday, I'm going to the Al-Mutanabbi, and buy I bought some short story, and I tried to read 13 minutes or 5 minutes per day. I tried to read it.
Okay, and what happened?
Not daily, day for day. I read that, and in addition, I give the Rafael,
Mm-hmm.
my my small daughter, the short story, and I told her trying to read for daily, because she has time
Mm-hmm.
for better me.
I mean, she has all the time in the world, and she can definitely uh, read it and summarize it to you. And when she summarizes that to you, you can come up with a list of questions where you can exchange with her the conversation and see what you can come up with. By the way, she's a very good English speaker, and I know it's sometimes
Thank you.
parents feel shy to use their English just because they feel under the scrutiny of their children.
Mm.
They feel under the scrutiny of their children, but that's okay. I mean, they are your children. You can have fun. You can be crazy. You can be monster with them. Like for me, they make me a donkey in the evening and they ride over my back, so I walk around. So it's okay. um, so if you know my point here, so
Yes.
it's okay to be yourself among your family, and I I created a channel to the family here, and they are posting videos of themselves learning, and they started telling me that they are doctors, and I'm not a doctor yet, so that's fun. Anyways, what's can we let's talk about sales marketing because I love this topic, especially when it comes to talking with you. But let's get together in a cafeteria next week, inshallah, and discuss this more.
Inshallah.
Um, I like to invite you to a cup of coffee in Rada Alwan in Rubai. Um, let's talk about
Inshallah.
sales marketing. Do we consider sales marketing as a science? Why yes or why no?
Science.
هل يعني التسويق والمبيعات هو علم؟ إذا إيه ليش؟ وإذا لا ليش؟
Okay. Yes. I think this is big science, because update for daily or year to year, and in every day we discovered some issues, and new solution, and new way to
Mhm.
handling any update problems in the market. I think this is big science, and honestly, I'm very happy to enter the field.
Okay, that's wonderful. Do you think that you can accomplish something like in terms of sales if you understand the science, if you learn and study the science, would that help you become a better manager?
Sorry, يعني
If you
العلوم اللي
study
تعلمت منها.
no. If you study this deeper, if you study sales marketing,
Yes,
would that
yes.
make you would that make you a better sales marketing agent?
Yes, I think when I show myself today, I'm discovered some different
Difference.
before
Mhm.
5 years, difference before 5 years or 4 years. Honestly, I'm developing sometimes, and I'm see the my attitude and my speaking with our team
has changed.
Develop yes better from the before 4 years or 5 years.
How so? How so?
Honestly, today I have interview with the supervisor or key account manager. Key account manager, this position responsibilities about the top supermarket or all the modern trade supermarket or self service. When I today make interview with,
Had an interview with him.
two interview yes with two person. Actually, I see my experience
Manifested,
for the
unfold.
speaking. Sorry.
You saw your experience unfold itself. يعني تكشف عن نفسها.
Yes. Some questions I don't use before this time. يعني before 2 years or before 1 year. I'm don't I didn't use this question. So I'm so my experience for the interviews or the questions to the any person when I interview with him. I think better from previously time.
Okay.
Before that, I'm don't allowed me to interview for the key account manager because this position under the sales director. That's mean same my position. This position should be interview with the my manager.
But you
sales director.
But you were able to take the responsibility and and substitute that person, right?
Yes, because my manager, I think, give me the confidence and this trust to interview with this position because I think he see me. That's right. He see me.
He sees me.
He sees.
Like he forgets me. He sees me.
I think. Yes, he sees me. He sees me confidence on the. I think good responsible for Baghdad.
So he had a positive impression about you, correct?
Yes.
Okay, that's beautiful. That's a good thing. Did you talk English or Arabic with him?
This person when I interviewed him today.
Yes. Did you talk English or Arabic?
No, in Arabic.
Oh, okay.
In Arabic, yes. In Arabic, but sometimes we use some the sentence in the English.
Okay, what kind of sentences did you use?
Planning, negotiations, same that coverage, sales. What about previous company that he worked with him? Like this. I think this sentence when they use in our field. Like I told you, line per call, coverage, turnover, negotiation.
Let's talk about turnover.
Turnover.
Yes, I want to discuss turnover a little bit more details here. So would you please just tell me a little bit about how you deal with turnover?
Turnover for the items.
Mhm.
This means fast of the item in the market.
Okay, I understand, but I want you to elaborate to me about them. Like, how do you deal with turnover?
Yes. Actually, when I see in the all the reports,
Mm-hmm.
I get the top 10 items for top SKUs.
Mm-hmm.
This this is this is means fasting items in our portfolio that lead to focus in these items and developing in the coverage and distribute to make growth in the next year.
Okay, I totally understand that. Now, there is another important question that just popped up in my mind, and that is related to the sales marketing.
سوري يعني تيرن اوفر احنا نقصد بيه سرعه دوران الايتم
Mm-hmm.
المحلات.
Mm-hmm.
يعني وضحت أنا هاي الصورة.
Yeah, you did. You did quite
Yes.
well.
Thank you.
You did quite well here. But I had a question related to your last position. What was the main reason that you left your last position and turned to become a sales marketing agent here in this company? What was the reason you decided to stop working as in your previous work and then just came to this position here?
Honestly, in the last position, the mainly reason with the general manager.
Mm-hmm. What was the? Would you please tell me a little bit more about it? Because I'm interested to know.
Yes, I think the general manager in any company maybe should be the salesman or in the sales field.
Mm-hmm.
The general manager in the last company, the person from accountant,
Mm-hmm.
I think from the finance, the person from finance account or he shows for any cent that's spent in the market,
Mm-hmm.
not see to the sales and growth in the sales in the future.
Mm-hmm.
I think he saw for the spend the money for cent
So he's.
and
Mm-hmm.
yes, I think that's lead to losing sales when any person see to the spending and not see to the sales that's achieved about this spending.
Mm-hmm.
When the make growth in the sales, that's need to the spend and from the finance he see only on the spend,
Mm-hmm.
not see to the growth in the sales of sometimes I
Mm-hmm.
اختلفت وياه I
Uh,
fighting
I
with
I had I had a fight or I had a disagreement with him.
yes, I fight with him about the sales,
Mhm.
and after sometimes I send an emails
Mhm.
because I'm not agree with the process that's make in the company,
Mhm.
and all of the times not agree with the process that's make with our sales. My sales director tell me, Maytham, please stop to send email. Stop to the send email. But
Mhm.
actually, I can't saw this situations, this wrong situations,
Mhm.
And finally we lose any
Lost.
sales, and lost any sales, and we didn't achieve.
I love it. Mhm.
And when yes, and when I why and when leave this company,
Mhm.
I send an email to the owner in the Saudi,
Saudi
Arabia.
Arabia. Saudi Arabia.
Saudi, yes, in the Saudi Arabia, from the LinkedIn. You know LinkedIn,
Of course.
the website.
Mhm.
Yes, I send an email about the company. I told him this is company. I think close in the future,
Mhm.
and the process and operation on all the operation it's wrong. All the process it's wrong,
Mhm.
and I leave the company. Actually, when I signed the contract with Al Maha and work with him.
What brought you to Al Maha? Who was the person who connected you to this company?
Yes, my friend in the before the I work with my friend for 5 years or 4 years in the Al Muyasser company.
Mhm.
He's good guys work with Al Maha and tell me about Al Maha and the changing new management and new general manager. Tell me about vacancy in the Baghdad.
Vacancy. Vacancy.
Vac- yes,
Vacancy.
vacancy. Vacant
V
vacancy.
V هذا نقطة يعني مداخلة بالعربي vacancy. احنا عندنا
Vacancy. Yes.
دائما تجي صوت ال
Yes.
V ويا Z مرات احنا لانه متعودين على هذا الشيء، بس بالانجليزي مو ضروري، يعني ال V ممكن يجي ويا ال S، فنقول vacancy. vacancy.
Vac-
Va-
vacancy.
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 Listen.
Yes.
Listen.
Yes.
Vacancy. 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 Vacancy.
Yes.
Vacancy. 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 Vacancy.
Say it again. Say it again. Maytham, do you hear me?
Yes.
Say it again.
Yes.
Say it
I
again.
hear you.
Say it again.
Vacancy.
It's vacancy.
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 That's
Vacancy.
right.
Vacancy. Vacancy.
Hello.
Vacancy.
Vacancy. That's right. But I want you just to say it again.
Yes. Vacancy.
Beautiful. Again.
Vacancy.
Again.
Vacancy.
Beautiful. Now let's get back to our list of questions here from our last meeting, because this is what we are building on. We're building on a kind of compartment by compartment. So we're connecting the dots backward building on what we had discussed in our last meeting. By the way, can I tell you something? It's
Yes.
irrelevant. But that dog that you had in your house that day, that freaked me out. That just drove me crazy because I didn't know that you had a dog there. So when he barked, I almost lost all my temper out there. I was like, what? So I was not expecting. I was really surprised. I was not expecting you to have a dog there. I love dogs, by the way. But
Yes.
when he started shouting, I just got surprised and freaked out. So I didn't know that there was a dog there. Okay. When how do you? This is a word I love talking about here, and I think that is related. كلمة تزرع. مو plant in your position. How much time do you spend cultivating customers relationship versus hunting for new clients and why? السؤال ممكن يكون ما واضح بس cultivate يعني يزرع أو يغرس أو يستثمر أو يبني علاقات ويا الزبائن على بالمقابل انه الشخص يبحث عن يعني clients او عملاء جدد. فانت بالشغل الحالي مالتك هذا السؤال السؤال هو
In your position, how much time do you spend cultivating customer relationships versus hunting for new clients, and why? In your position, how much time do you spend cultivating customer relationships versus hunting for new clients, and why? In your position, how much time do you spend cultivating customer relationships versus hunting for new clients, and why?
Now, do you hear me?
Yes.
Okay, did you leave and come back? Because I was just talking to you.
No, I'm.
I have this question here. In your position, how much time do you spend cultivating customer relationships versus hunting for new clients, and why?
Yes. I think I think to own clients today we should be followed and more communicate with him and to listening for any issues and research with the solution and I think to because the any clients I think he became partner with any company. So we need to continuously advantage with him and research for the any opportunities and growth for the figures.
Okay, well, that makes sense here. But the point that I wanted to make here is quite simple. أنت بالموقع الحالي مالتك تبني علاقات ويا الكلاينتس اللي موجودين لو تتركهم وتبحث دائما بالشغل مالتك على كلاينتس جدد.
Yes, I number one to find for the new customers, and in addition to keep for the keep the relation to good relation with the clients. I think this better.
Okay, it's much better, but it's a good kind of conversation. We're just getting to point. This kind of question is for the advanced conversation, and I totally understand how, this sort of a predicament if you do not find the right word to do it.
Yes,
Do you do?
yes, but all time to growth the sales, we should to search for the new customers.
Mm-hmm. Now, that leads me to my next question. How do you search for the new customer, and what role does social media play in your selling process? Don't give me a short answer,
Uh,
Maitham.
yes, actually, some customers opened new customers because I think the feature in the future some customers closed and some customers opened new customers. So we need to search and find the customers that new open,
Mm-hmm.
and we should have uh, to follow the clients to growth with him.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, that's quite interesting, and I love your answer here. Can you describe a situation
Thank you.
when you had to implement a new system in the company or a new process, and and what kind of challenges did you have in that?
Yes, new process. We already we hate the any changing in the process, but with the some times we used to implement it this process, and we show the negative or positive situation. So
Mm-hmm.
we need to the handle the negative situation, and need to found the solution to keep the company or the to keep to success in the this new process.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, that makes sense here. Now, this leads me to my next question, and today we're just finalizing the list of questions that we have here. Um, do you deal with sales strategy or not, Mr. Maitham?
Yes, I think this is very important because when work and when the push in the market, maybe we put the plan,
Mm-hmm.
and after that, and after we put the plan, we implement we compliance to implement the plan, and we search for the I think this
Mm-hmm.
negative or negative issues or problems, and we followed this situation, and keep to the solution, and to keep the I think big number or to implement it in the new year or growth these figures.
Mm-hmm.
Um, honestly, honestly maybe I كنت أخربط.
I'm messing around.
Yes,
What is it?
we should be put the plan. Yes,
I said, what is it? When I told you about adjusting your sales strategy to reach your targets, everybody and every company, everybody and every company has certain strategy to put their especially if you want to adjust your sales and your strategy to reach your objectives or your
Yes.
target. And that is the point. I want you just to tell me what kind of strategy or sales strategy that you have to reach your targets.
Um, I think to base on the last year for
Mm-hmm.
the achieved target,
Mm-hmm.
and to make the growth for the target, and we should be to distribute the four channels,
Mm-hmm.
and put the numbers or growth for the last year, and we should be to the followed the figures by daily to make sure achieve the target for the end of month. When the followed month by month, day by day, I think to achieve the growth. When we put the any target, I think this based to the last data in the last year.
Mm-hmm. Tell me more about it if you don't mind.
For example, when I work in the new company, maybe I allocate all the database for item by item, and day by day, to see what I should be work, or what I should put for the target, because the target based on the history data, not in the number only numbers. To when we put any target, this uh, based on the history data, or on
Mm-hmm.
the growth in the features. So when we achieve, should be to the put right target.
Mm-hmm. Okay, that's acceptable answer. Um, what I like about you is that you give me very detailed answers here, and that is a very good sign of an advanced level English speaker. Now we started kind of taking up and picking up the shape of our conversation, and you started to become fully aware of the necessity of details in conversation. Um,
Thank you, Mr.
do you have a short-term plan and mid-term plan and long-term plan for sales strategy? If yes, I would like to ask you to tell me the details of this plan. If it's not a secret, of course.
Uh, Sorry, repeat that, Mr. Walid.
Do you have a
I don't get it.
short sales strategy plan to achieve your targets and long strategy plan, or it's the annual one, the yearly one only?
Yes, actually, we don't. In this case, we don't put the long term. Always we put the short term, because the exception, daily exception. I told you before that about another distributor. For example, today, when I told morning with my sales director, my manager, told me about what your input for the situation, because
Uh-huh. What did you say to him?
we yes, I said to about we make to give the top customers special discount for the big number. For example, when he buy 100 $100,000, we paid him $1,000. So told me about, okay, get work for this case. I call with 4 customers about this case, about 100,000. Another customers 50,000. Honestly, I succeed for this solution, and we allocate today about $300,000.
$300,000 for what specifically?
Sales.
Okay, for sales. Okay.
Yes, today.
Well, if you give me $100,000, I will promote for your company on my page.
Yes.
I have
Yes, about 1% for special discount.
no,
1%.
that's low. That's very low. I'm not gonna accept it.
Low. Yes, this is low, but in our product, it's very high because the price one case about $100. $1. That's mean $1 for $100.
I see that. I see that. I see that. Okay. Well, I have one last question. What was the most difficult feedback you received in your work?
Sorry, repeat that, Mr. Walid.
What was the most difficult feedback you received in your work? شنو أكثر ملاحظة صعبة حصلتها بالشغل مالتك? What is the most difficult feedback you received in your work?
Actually, didn't in mind. Not. I think I told you. Tell you about some difficult, but I think. Actually, I don't get some difficult,
but what?
Maybe I don't get it.
Okay, so you don't get you didn't get feedback, which is good. Actually, it is good. It's absolutely good not to have negative feedback or difficult feedback from people, and that
yes,
is
because actually I always search for a solution for some difficult or some issues. I don't leave any issues in the market because I don't use to leave any issues. I think that.
okay. Well, I think that just reflects your success as a manager of sales manager
Thank you,
and
Mr. Walid.
your ability to overcome all the difficulties that you have at your work. Now, on this note, we will have to finish our conversation for tonight. We have done a bit amount of conversation about sales marketing. We will finish the list that I already sent you some time ago. If you have a look here in this list, we have a long list of questions. And what we need to start, we need to finalize this list because I just want to make sure that you have flexibility talking about all of these questions to people in case they ask you some of these questions. What do you think?
Yes, honestly, it's very important, and I work for this, and I Google it in the 60 questions and with the answer, and I need to read that more of
Often.
the time.
More
Yes.
often, yeah. You just need to.
Yes.
You just need to. Sometimes we do not need to practice. Sometimes we just need to tell our mind that this is a question that we may see in the future. Your mind is going to take the
Yes.
job and take care of that. So once you start talking about it, you will have no difficulty discussing it with people. That's the point.
Yes,
Okay.
Mr. Oli, thank you for your efforts.
You are more than welcome, my friend. Thank you so much, and I look forward to meet you next week, inshallah.
Inshallah. Thank you, Mr. Waleed,
You're more than
and
welcome.
good night.
Have a wonderful night.
Thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.